This conference will now be recorded.
Okay guys, here today we are going to see how to set up autopilot HyperV lab environment using Azure Ad. This will be a virtual lab. So it's in order to practice your autopilot in Intune section in Microsoft Intune. In order to, if anyone want to practice the Intune within their lab environment, this these are the steps they are going to use. I have already pre-configured some of the setting in order to run this. For example, if you see my uh, Microsoft Azure AD portal, I have a subscription is pay as you go dev test subscription. So I already subscribed for this. In addition to this, I have some other subscription. For example, mm, Intune, Intune subscription, trial subscription. You can see my subscription using my account under the licensing. See, I already have Enterprise Mobility and Secure E5 subscription. It's a trial. Intune subscription also it's a trial. So I already have these two subscription, and additionally I also have yes, I remember these two subscription. I also have some other subscription as well in my. If I go to the Office 365 login portal, I can see some other subscription. For example, uh, I have a subscription for the under setting. I have to go to the setup if I remember correctly. Okay, let's go to the user. See, I have also subscribed for Azure AD uh, Active Directory Premium P2 subscription for one user. Uh, because I early on I did some setting with other Azure AD practicing as a practicing. So this subscription I also have. However, for today, today we are going to see for the today lesson that what we are going to see is these two licensing is enough. Enterprise mobility and security 5, and then Intune licensing is enough because we are only focusing today in Intune section, not with Azure AD in any additional or advanced tech section, right? So these two trial uh, licensing is enough to practice to see this this lab environment set up with this lab environment, right? Let's see. So other than that, I also have Hyper-V installation in in my Windows 10 computer. If you go to the setting, see this will be my Windows 10 Pro edition. I have a Windows 10 Pro edition, uh, so I can be able to install Hyper-V Manager. There are some steps involved installing Hyper-V Manager, Hyper-V in Windows 10. Uh, However, I'm not going to show in this video, because it's some other additional steps involved, and if I show that steps, the video will be getting more uh, longer video. So I don't I don't want to do that. I just want to show you guys that how you set up, how you join the Intune Autopilot, how you join a computer, Windows 10 device using Autopilot method within the Microsoft technology, Intune technology. Okay, in order to manage the device in the Intune portal. You see, if you go to the Intune portal, I have some other, I already configured some other devices using my the same steps involved. Successfully, I um, joined the virtual lab using this Intune. The main reason that I'm doing this video to you guys, because I found out that there are no any clear steps or simple steps video not out there in YouTube or some anywhere for it, like screenshot videos, right? So that's the one of the reason that I am going to show this video. Okay, hope you understand uh, my, sorry for my language. Hopefully this will improve more later. Okay, let's see. Okay, so these are the requirements that you need to configure before installing this. I also need to configure, there's only another steps involved, that if you want to set up the lab environment, HyperV lab environment in the um, Intune, using Intune, there is a file, Microsoft configuration file called autopilot configuration file.json. This file include the information about your cloud assign tenant ID and and your cloud Intune setup, your name, for example, see your profile name, profile Intune games demo. This is my name, and cloud assign tenant domain. These steps also a prerequisite for this lab setup. You should be install a domain, and you have to set up a domain in order to sorry for that, you have to set up a domain in order to work correctly with this Hyper-V lab environment, in order to test this Intune joining, right? And I am not going to show that steps as also, because this is request any other additional steps involved. There are many videos out there, many information out there for setting up the domain. You can find just searching through the. Okay, so today, so let's start. These are the prerequisites. You can find the information about the autopilot configuration file. It's very simple steps. Autopilot configuration file JSON. If you search, the first link going to show how you create the autopilot configuration. These are the steps you have predefined. It's already there here. If you go down, create the JSON file, you can see the PowerShell command for creating this JSON file, right? If you open the Windows PowerShell admin and then just run this, copy paste this command, So it's going to run, it's going to steps, going to set up everything you need for setting up the configuration, autopilot configuration JSON file. You see, it's going to install the Azure AD. I have already configured these steps. That's but now I am showing you guys as an example again. So you have to set up the module, the package. You have to install a package, uh, the Azure AD join package, and then you have to install the module, Windows Autopilot Intune module, and you have to install the module Azure AD module. After these steps, you have to join the join the uh, your domain. You have to log in your domain using your name. So here you have to change the domain using what you have within your trial account within the Azure AD configuration, right? So these steps are I already set up, so I'm not going to go for that. So after that, you will see a screen, login screen like this. So after you enter the password, that file, the autopilot configuration.json file is going to save. You can choose the location, right? The file will be, there is some other comment to save the file. Okay, see, after you creating the, okay, get autopilot profile convert autopilot configuration. Just after you run this command, you can see the information like this. So you can choose a location to save this file in order to use for autopilot Windows 10 device as an autopilot Windows 10 device within the HyperV manager. So I will show that steps now. Hopefully you understand so far. So these are the prerequisite steps involved to create the Intune Windows 10 domain environment, right? Okay, so let's do the steps. First, you have to create a machine. You can choose in HyperV Manager, right click, quick new virtual machine, and next here you can name your Windows 10 device. Windows 10 device. Here I'm going to name the second device. 02. If you want, you can choose the location of the Hyper-V, the hard disk, the virtual machine location, right? The virtual machine locations where you save the file and everything within the location, right? So I will then click next. Here you can choose the generation. I have learned that choosing a generation 2 is better because if there are some other additional setting, for example, setting up a BitLocker, this will be a best option, right? Okay. I am going to assign a memory is 8192, 8 GB, and then the default switch. It's an input for connecting the network. It's important. You have to choose the default switch, and then Okay, so here leave it as it, leave everything as it, and install the operating system as a ISO file. So I'm going to choose, I already downloaded Windows 10 Enterprise Edition uh, in my storage. So I'm going to select this file as a other additional steps to install the Windows 10 Enterprise Edition. Okay, and then I'm going to choose next. Here you can confirm that all the settings are fine again. Here, finish. Click finish. So the Windows 10 device 2 is configured. Now I I try to connect and then start. Oh, sorry, why is not going to start? Say start PXE IPv4, but I'm not going to do that. Just going to set up. Start from the CD key, right? Start from the CD. Let's connect again. Turn off. Then start. I should press any key. That's why it's after that it's going to install. Earlier on I didn't press any key. So let's wait for the installation. Okay, I'm going to choose install now. Yes, it's going to be faster. Accept the license custom environment. For the installation. So the autopilot configuration.json file that we already managed to create there, I have already created that file and I have stored that file under my C drive here, this location, right? So this file we are going to copy to the location called Windows uh, within the virtual machine that we are installing now, right now. This location we are going to copy this file because this configuration file is needed to join this device to the Intune uh, with the autopilot method, right? So that's the steps. That's the motive of this video. There's a location which going, if I'm not wrong, there's a location called Windows and not system provisioning and then autopilot. That's the location this file uh, will be copied. You should copy that file. Okay, now installing features. uh, how to log in using the uh, Windows uh, Windows 10 local administrator account, or you want to set up a Microsoft account or something like that. We don't need we don't need that setup, right? We we only our focus on this device must be in must uh, uh, log must be logged into the Intune for in order to Intune and Azure AD join in order to manage this device in autopilot method in Intune in order to manage the device in Intune. Like this, that's the focus on this video. You see, if you see the and in additionally there are some other steps as well. If you see my Azure Active Directory uh, under Azure Active Directory, mobility MDM and MAM settings, and then Microsoft Intune. I have to enable all these settings. This is I already done. Okay, and then Intune and enrollment. I have to enable to all. Right. These steps as well. I have already configured. Mm, there are some other additional steps I will let you know within the next video or something. Going to install, getting ready. I think the branding configuration also I did some I just write down something in order to check it's showing up there. You see signing in page text. I just write hands group SCGL signing in page welcome text, right? This is the page. This is just this information. You can select some logo and some other setting. So because why is important? Because this screen is going to show to the users who is joining, who is logging in using the Intune autopilot method. That's the screen the user will going to see, right? Because that's important. Getting ready. Uh, and additionally, After this installation, when you shut down this machine, this virtual machine, before logging, uh, you have to find the location of virtual hard disk of this machine, this virtual machine, and you should mount that disk in order to copy the autopilot configuration file.json. Just a moment. Almost there. Okay. So now I'm going to shut down the machine in order to copy the autopilot configuration JSON file uh, within that location that I talked earlier on. You see, so you have to find the shutdown icon here. Shutdown. Okay, shutdown. Shutdown success. Okay, now merge in progress. So I have to wait for a while. If you, if you close or make any changes before uh, this progress, the virtual machine is going to crash. It's not working properly. So you should wait for the merge in progress status. Let's see if I can pause the video. Otherwise, okay, it's success. Now I, I should find the location of virtual hard disk. It's under E drive, HyperV, Windows 10 device 2, hard disk. So I have to mount this device and then go to Windows while running. So I'm going to copy the file, configuration file, paste it here. Now you can close the I have to unmount the devices. Okay. Now again I can start the machine. So success starting. Excuse me. Let's see the configuration. It's going to ask and show us the login screen in Intune login screen, the company branding login screen with the name that I have already written something in order to test it. Okay, let's select a keyboard region. Yes, keyboard is fine. And escape. Just a moment. It's quite long. This name I have to copy. I have to copy the name of login screen. My connection is fast, the internet connection. However, it takes quite a lot of time to maybe the chance size because of the virtual machine environment HyperV setting. And it's uh, it's autopiloting using the configuration file. So I believe it takes some time to verify that information. Let's see if I can pause the video. Otherwise, you have to.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, you see now it's showing that it's already joined with Intune because it's showing not with the Microsoft welcome screen, it's showing welcome cards. This the information that I have in my company branding section. See, Kiosk is your signing page welcome text. I have shown that. See this information that I have written here, right? Okay, so this text is showing that. So it successfully get the information from my Azure Ad portal and Intune. Join, almost join. Now I have to make sure that I have to enter the password. Okay, this section I already enable that two steps verification. That's the reason that this asking for additional security verification. Let's see, I can skip right now and I will set up later. Now I have to, I just want to show you guys join. Okay, no any other way to activate the device. Let's see, I quickly open my Microsoft Authentication app, the Authenticator app in my mobile phone at account. On. Then plus icon. Let's see, I have to scan the QR code, but it's not okay. Now I have to, okay, I have scanned the QR code. Next step, see the notification on my phone. Okay, I have approved the notification. I have to enter the mobile number. Why is it not going to allow me to log in? Again, showing just a moment. I have to pause the video for a while.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, after the other configuration, now it's the next screen is going to show the device preparation and device setup, account setup. Let's wait for some more time.
This conference will now be recorded.
After the some pre-configure settings automatically configured, now I can see the welcome screen. Let's follow the steps for this welcome screen configuration. Let me close the don't know it. I can make it as full screen. Okay, because of the Hyper-V, it's already a small screen configuration. Okay. It didn't set up screen resolution setting. It's my take separates. Almost there. See here. Okay. Now, first the preparation of device preparation. You can see the details: securing your hardware, joining your organization network, registering your device for mobile management, completed, preparing your device for mobile management. It's completed. Device setup completed. Now some other setup. For example, joining your organization network is complete. Security policies, certificates and identity certificates, network connections, apps. These are the steps still waiting for configure by the Intune. Let's wait for some time. Maybe I have to pause the video for a while and then come back again. Let's wait.
This conference will now be recorded.
Account setup, joining your organization to network, complete. Security policies. I have one security policy setup as testing. So it's applied. For autopiloting, autopilot into joining devices, there are no need for certificates. So no setup needed. Network connection, uh, also no needed. Apps, one of out of two installed. I remember I have set up as a requirements app is only two. There are some other additional apps involved, but uh, it's it's available options. I have remembered correctly. If I set up within the available options, so that's the reason it's showing apps. It's one of two altogether is two app available. Let's wait for. However, the important settings are finished so far, so I can click continue anyway. Okay, so I get the login screen with the Intune autopiloting method. I have set up successfully the device. Let's see, it's really connected with Intune. I can go to the right click, I can go to the system properties. What do we see? Let's see. Okay, sorry guys, I have to go to the work or school users option in order to see its join is ready. It's not written join. I don't know. Let's wait for some time and let's see it's already under my Intune devices. Windows devices. Yes, it's already joined within the Intune, Microsoft Intune on the devices. And additionally, I can also see that for the user base, given this user ID, then select devices. Yes, yes, it's Azure ID join should show the Azure ID join device as here. Maybe for some reason I have to restart for the PC. You can see the name of device name. See desktop Q01K407. So this is the device that successfully joined to the Intune. So you can manage as well, and you can see all the information. It's about Intune device as a device ID, operating system, operating innovation, how much of storage available. It's a module type, virtual machine, and discover apps. Let's see. The, yes, these are the discovered apps, and as so far it's successfully joined within the Intune. I also saw some other additional configuration. It's not expired for some reason. I have to check on those. So after that, you can manage the device using Intune. No need to join. So it's very easy to set up the live environment in order to test the Intune. It's not costly. It doesn't cost you anything. You just sign up the trial version of Intune and install the HyperV, but only problem is your computer, you should have the Windows Pro edition in order to install the Hyper-V Manager. Otherwise, it's not going to work, right? Okay, guys. So let's see another video later. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
This conference will now be recorded.